First, I'd just like to welcome everyone back to the Audi Centre Sydney Bluewater Pointscore. Today, I'm joined by our new race committee chairman, Lee Goddard, and David Kellett, another race committee member. First up, I just want to thank you all for your patience and understanding as we've continued to reschedule races this year. I know it's been tricky and things have been changing, but we've got there and we're very excited to have hopefully 4 full races out there this year. I also wanted to thank you for cooperation regarding all our COVID safe guidelines and requirements. We'll go through these in a little bit more detail throughout the briefing, but we know this has made it also a bit tricky and everyone has been really good with this as well. I also just wanted to mention that we're well aware that there's been a delay in the issuing of a lot of IRC and ORCI certificates. If this has affected you and including in the issuing of your stability, could you please let us know in the sailing office and we'll help you chase these up. So that's about it from me. I'd now just like to introduce Race Committee Chairman Lee Goddard and he'll conduct the remainder of the briefing.
Thanks, Tara, and thanks, Justine, and thanks for all that do so much behind the scenes. And on behalf of our Commodore, Noel, and also Sam, obviously the chair of the racing committee, and also David is the deputy chair. I'm Lee Goddard. For many, I've met before. Last time I think I was racing on Bluewater Classic was with Sean on Moneypenny. I'm really excited that we're actually here now and we're about to, to go for Saturday at 10 o'clock. My background, and for some who don't appreciate, has been Navy, so I'm a little bit institutionalised, but I'm also, very much every time I went to see whether I was captain of a warship or I was a midshipman, I was always briefed by the chief petty officer about the safety of the situation. So it's a very important thing that we need to do and to go through. So I ask that you just bear with me as I just go through some of our regulatory and safety requirements ahead of the first race and the start at 10 o'clock this Saturday. So welcome to the first Bluewater offshore classic race to Flinders Island. And the first thing, of course, it goes without saying COVID. So COVID safety for all the crews, the skippers, and all those involved in this race. Please, ensure you follow your CYC and your own COVID safe plans with regard to sailing and when on the CYCA premises. It goes without saying, it's really important. It's not over. We're not risk adverse, but we need to be risk aware and we need to be compliant and respect. As you're aware, as per the public health order, all, and I repeat, all competitors are required to be fully vaccinated to participate in all the Bluewater Classic races. Please ensure your crew, if it's the skippers, because you're obligated, are familiar with your own boat's COVID safe plan that is required to be submitted to the sailing office as part of the series and of course documented. So it's a long time since we've sailed. And I say that, even though it's a couple of years, but we haven't raced like this for a while. So let's ask us just to think that through. Please ensure that you do conduct a thorough safety briefing with your crew before each race. You're all obligated to do that. Please remember to undertake all the relevant training and drills, such as your man overboards requirements. AIS man overboards are recommended for all boats and mandatory for two-handed boats. And we know that's part of the rules. Please ensure your AIS man overboard numbers are noted in the crew list if you have AIS man overboards, or MOB, sorry. PLBs are quite sensitive. We met with our AMSA this week and they are often activated inadvertently and they're very patient with us, but we need to be very conscious of the false alarms and the hindrance that it does cause. When this happens, we have 30 minutes between activation and AMSA putting an asset in the air, and they will do that. They've told us about the Challenger aircraft they have on standby for these occasions. Please ensure that you are checking your boat's mobile and sat phone frequently for calls from the race committee who may be trying to contact you. Race communications. Communication with the race control, for retirements, emergencies, etc., shall be done via mobile, sat phone to the contact numbers provided in the sailing instructions 7.1 and the contact list provided prior to each race. Skeds will be conducted on VHF Channel 6 for all races other than Cabbage Street and of course the Rolex Sydney Hobart Yacht Race, for which HF 4483 obviously shall be used, obviously in HF. Start boat will monitor VHF 72 for reporting at the start. Skeds will be conducted daily at 0535 and at 1835. For Cabbage Tree Island, HF radios are required and Cabbage Tree are required for the Cabbage Tree and is used to allow boats to comply with the Sydney to Hobart 7.4D direction with regard to pre-race radio checks. As an additional emergency alert, please be aware that there's an alert function at the bottom of the yellow brick trackers. Please note that. I know this is very basics, but take the unit out of the cloth cover, lift the plastic flip lid, and then press the red alert button. This will send an alert signal. It supplements the other primary means of alerting of distress, such as EPIRB, PLB, Mob AS, telephone, radio, and of course, visual aids. For the two-handed, there's a start amendment. And of course, the two-handed races will be starting 5 minutes after fully crewed. However, in order to be able to score the two-handed boats with the fully crewed boats, their published finish time will be adjusted by the time between the two starts to reflect the correct elapsed time. Please ensure you pick up your trackers prior to each race, the time communicated by the sailing office, to enable us to ensure that they are working on the race website. For those competing in the Flinders Island race, please ensure they are collected by close of business tomorrow. Close of business tomorrow, please, not on Saturday morning. Trackers are to be returned by close of business Tuesday, or the Tuesday following the race, and damaged trackers or lost trackers will be required to be replaced at cost, and we'll work that through. A reminder to ensure all documentation is to be complete and up to date with the sailing office, and that your nominated boat contacts have a copy of the final crew list. Reminder that the sailing manager is to be advised and must approve any last minute crew changes. If someone's ill, don't just insert somebody, we need to know about it. For races, we'll have a 24-hour bar with pizzas available overnight. And please send through any images and footage from the races through to the CYCA media team. They are terrific and we really appreciate them. So that is the general race brief. Of course, it's some of that is very basic, but we haven't done this for a while. Also, because of the location of this race, of course, we all know the Wollongong Port Kembla approaches. It can be bloody busy, and we haven't done it for a while. And you'll be crossing traffic lanes, etc., as well. Obviously, I won't tell you to suck eggs about what that actually means, but just again, mind you of your situational awareness. And there will be a lot of people that haven't done this for a while. So safety on the water is paramount, even though I know you'll be racing hard. And with that, to David and Tara, I'll hand back to you, Tara.
I might just add a couple little things. Firstly, just a reminder that with it for Flinders Islet, boats need to maintain a listening watch on VHF 11 within 10 nautical miles of Port Kembla. And for Flinders Islet, Bird Island and Cabbage Tree, you can't round the islands within a distance less than 1 cable. Thank you, everybody, and we'll see you on Saturday.
Thanks all. Have a great race.